In this video, we're going to draw a model, units before and after. John had 200 more than Mimi, so that is a reflection of 200 more than Mimi. Now, we're going to show Mimi giving John 50. So shade 50 to show that it's going away. But when we do this, we can reflect 50 up there. Now, 50 is given to John. Next. Now, this is where units before and after comes in. We are told that John, in the end, had 5 times as much as Mimi. So if we call the amount that Mimi had left 1 unit, so this is 1 unit. If John had 5 units after, that means this known portion here is actually 4 units. So after you have done enough of these questions, you will instantly just write 1U and 4U to reflect 5 units in total. Okay, so with this information, we can form an equation. So 4U is therefore 50 plus 20 plus 50. So that gives us 300. 1 unit is 75. How much money did Mimi have at first? So recall that Mimi at first would be 1U plus 50. So 1U 75, 1U plus 50 is 125. Max collected 168 more than Sam. After Max received 32 from Sam, so 32 goes away, gets added here, and 32 is drawn up here. The result is Max had 5 times, so 1 unit for Sam, what he had left, so 1 unit up here, and 4 units for this known portion. So a total of 5 units in the end for Max. Okay, so let's form an equation with this information. 4 units is therefore 32, 168, 32. So that's 232. 1 unit is 58. Number of stickers Sam had at first. So Sam had at first will be 1U plus 32. So the answer is 58 plus 32, giving us 90. There were 135 more in X than Y, as shown here. After 20 were transferred from Y to X, so show that 20 is transferred to X. So 20 and 135. There were 6 times. So we're dealing with 1U and 5U then. So 1U, 1U, this is 5 units. So that we can use to form an equation. So 5 units is therefore 20, 135, 20. So that's 175. 1 unit is 35. We are interested in X at first. Now X at first is this orange portion here, which is this block plus this block, not counting the 20 that came from Y. So we are really interested in 1U plus 20 plus 135. So that gives us an answer of 190. So make sure that your model is clearly drawn so that you can keep track of what exactly was X at first. Sean had 90 more than Abigail. After this transfer was done, Sean would have thrice. I hope you understand and you can see the pattern right now for this question type. It's always some kind of a transfer and then they tell you there's a relationship. Twice, thrice, double, okay, 4 times, 5 times. So same thing here, 90 more than Abigail, and then show the transfer of 15 from Abigail to Sean and make sure you know that in the end, A had 1 unit, let's call it 1 unit, and S had 3 units, which means 1U plus 2U. So again, an equation can be formed. 2U is equal to 2 15s and a 90. So that's 120. 1 unit is therefore $60. Now, Sean at first, make sure you remember that this 15 here was not there at first. So we want to find out what's 1 unit plus 15 plus 90. So that gives me 60, which is 1 unit, plus 15 plus 90. $165. Amy had 2480 more than BT at first. After BT gave 1420 over to Amy, Amy had 3 times more. So that means this is 1 unit, 1 unit. Let's call this entire portion 2 units. So A had 3 times that of Betty in the end, which means Betty, we can say that the 2U is equal to these 3 decimals here added together. And 1U is $26.60. How much did BT have at first? So make sure you add 1 unit with $14.20. So it's shown here, that gives us $40.80. Mr. Ding had 84 more than Earn at first. We're going to show Earn giving 25 to Ding, so 25 given over. Next, show that Earn had 1 unit and 1 unit up here, and make sure Ding in the end had 3 units in total, which means 1U and 2U. So again, an equation can be formed saying 2U is equal to 25 plus 84 plus 25. And that's what exactly we will do. 1 unit is therefore divided by 267. Earn at first would be 1U plus 25, giving us 67 plus 25, that's 92 haversacks. Luke had 22 more than Mike at first, so this is the 22. And then we're going to show Mike giving 13 over, resulting in Luke having 4 units and Mike having 1 unit. So the 3 units here represent 2 13s and a 22. So let's form the equation here. 3 units is 2 13s plus 22. 1 unit is 16. Mike at first would be 1 unit plus 13, giving us 29. Now this question is going to be slightly different from the others. We're going to show D having $100 more than A at first. Now D's money decreased by 120. Now that means this $100 is going away, and not just that, it's going to decrease by another 20 to show a decrease of 120 in total. Next, Alicia's money increased by 200. So whatever this bar is, it's going to grow longer by 200, which means we can increase it by a 100 and 100 as shown here. Right, shading helps visualize how it's gone, no longer there. Now the end result is the A had 3U and D had 1U. So this is 1U for D. This is 1U for A. Now the portion here must represent 2 units because A had a total of 3 units after the changes happened. So 2U is therefore, from an equation, 20 plus 100 plus 100. That's 220. 1U is 110. Alicia at first, now it helps that this is still here, so Alicia at first is therefore 1U plus 20. That gives me 110 plus 20, that's $130. Mandy collected 168 more than Sam, so 168 more than Sam. Sam had given 32 to Mandy, so 32 given away, shown here. And then the end result is 5 times of Sam. Okay, so 1 unit, and 4 units here. So we can form an equation with this. 4U is therefore 32 plus 168 plus 32, giving us 232, 1 unit divided by 4, that's 58. Sam at first would be 13 plus 32, 1U plus 32, giving us 90. Sue had 50 more than Jaya at first, so we're going to draw a block, and then 50 sticking out here, and another block. Next, Jaya gave 8 to Sue, so 8 shaded and given to Sue, and make sure you write an 8 above here as well. Sue now has 3 times as many as Jaya, so 1 unit for Jaya at the end, 1 unit up here, 2 units, showing a total of 3 units for Sue in the end. Now, how many badges did Sue have at first? We know here that the 2 units represent 2 8s and a 50, that means 66. 1 unit is therefore 33. Now, Sue at first, remember this 8 was not there at first. It's actually 1U plus 8 plus 50 that we are interested in. So that's basically 1U plus 58. So 1U is 33, add that 58, and we have 91 as the answer. So this question is going to look slightly different from what you have been exposed to so far. So Raju had 126 more than Sunhuat. So yeah, this part is easy. Raja, 126 more than Sunhuat. Now, Raja is the one giving to Sunhuat. So 20 is coming from here. Now, 126 minus 20 is going to be 106. So I'm going to show 120 being gone and added to Sunhuat. Okay, now if 20 is showing up here, then I can draw what's left behind as 20 and 86. Knowing that 126 minus 20 is 106. Can you see that this is the 106 that's left behind? Okay, now at the end, Raja had twice of Sunhuat. Now what that means is Sunhuat in the end will be 1 unit as shown here, Now bear in mind, it includes this part here as well as the 20. So I can say therefore, this part plus 20 must also be 1 unit. Now, if Raja had 2 units in the end, doesn't that mean that this 86 would represent another unit? Because Raja in the end would be 2 units, yeah? So it must be 1U, 1U. So if this portion here is already 1U, well, this 86 must be that 1U as well. Hey, voila, we have just formed an equation. 1U is 86. So knowing that 1U is 86, we can find this portion here, 86 minus 20. So this is 66. Now that happens to be Sun Wat's stems at first. So that's the answer to our question. Maya had 2064 more than Jenny. So 1U, so one block, 2064 more than Jenny. After she used 144, so we're going to show 144 being shaded away to make a necklace. Now, it wasn't transferred to Jenny, mind you. It's just gone. Okay, 144 gone. She had 5 times. So I'm going to call this 1 unit. Well, after all, Jenny had no changes. Okay, so if this is 1U, this is 1U. The other portion must be 4 units. Now, we can actually find out what this number is using 2064 minus 144. That actually will be the first step. So 2064 minus 144 is 1920. That's the difference between M and J in the end. Okay, so 144 gone. The difference between M and J would be this 1920. Part B. How many beats did Maya have at first? Knowing that 4 units is 1920, 1 unit is therefore 480. Maya at first would be this 1 unit plus the 2064 that were there at first. So we're going to take 1 unit plus 2064. And 2544 is the answer. So whenever I read J had fewer more than C, I'll just think of C having 18 more. So we're going to show C having 18 more. So this block here, and C had 18 more at first. Okay, Jake gave 4. I'm going to show 4 being transferred over. So shade 4, gone, and 4 added. Now, after that, C had twice, which means if this is J's marbles left, let's call it 1 unit. So this portion must also be 1 unit because they're of the same length. That means this known portion here must be that other 1 unit because Kelvin must have 2 units. So 1U, 1U. Okay, then this must be 2U. So we can form an equation now that 1U is therefore 4 plus 18 plus 4, 26. J at first would be 1U plus 4, which is 26 plus 4, giving us 30. There were 225 more in A than in B. So let's have this block here and a 225, and B has this block here. Now 33 transferred from B to A. So 33 shaded and 33 up here. So make sure you write 33. There were 4 times, which means 1U and 4U, yeah? So 1U, where's the 4U? Right, this is 4U, which means this part here must be 3 units. And with this, an equation can be formed. 3 units is therefore 33, 225, 33, 1 unit is 97. Sugar in A at first. So remember, this 33 was not there at first. We are interested not in 4 units. No, that's what was there after. We are interested in 1U plus 33 plus 225. So 1U plus 33 plus 225, giving us 355 packets. And now the first level 2 question. Jenny had 12 more than Ellie at first. So J, 1U plus 12, E, 1U. Jenny gave 48. Okay, I'm going to show Jenny giving 48. Now that's more than 12. So it's going to decrease. This 12 is going to be given away for sure. But not just that, even more will be given away. How much more? If you take 48 minus 12, that's 36. So think of this 12 disappearing and coming down here. And 36 will be added. So this part is gone. Now Ellie had 4 times of Jenny. Well, what that means is Jenny 1 unit after, okay, 1 unit here. This portion is therefore 3 units. And with this, an equation can be formed. So 3 units is therefore 36 plus 12 plus 36. 1U is 28. How many stickers did Jenny have in the end? Well, just so happens, Jenny in the end is 1 unit. Therefore, 28 stickers is the answer. Marbles in A was 660 more than B. So let's have marbles in A, this block, and 660, and B at first will be this block. When 720 were taken from A, now that's going to take more than 660. So this 660 for sure is coming down here. Now, not just that, an additional portion is going to be removed. What's that then? That's 720 minus 660. That's additional 60 going to be transferred over to B. So shading this, it's gone. 720 is being added here. The end result is B 5 times, which means we've got 1U, 4 units. Showing here that B had 5 times, 5 units. So the 4 units must represent 2 60s and a 660. 2 60s and a 660. 1U, we're going to divide by 4. That's 195. A at first would be 1 unit and the 720. So 1 unit plus 720, that is 915 marbles in A at first. There were a total of 460 boys and girls in the theatre. Now, is that useful? Not yet. Nothing that we can draw at the moment. 97 boys left. So, okay. And 12 girls entered. So there's a subtraction and an addition. There were then 4 times as many girls as boys as girls. Okay, that we can work with. So after all that happened, boys 4 units, girls 1 unit. So what was the case before then? So before, there were 97 more boys. The boys, let's pretend the boys had not left. So that's plus 97. Okay, next, girls. Let's pretend the girls had not come in. So the number of girls is actually less than 1 unit. So 1 unit is this, but the number of girls is less than 1 unit. Now that was the original total of 460. Okay, what should we do at this point? Think about it. I want to work with units, right? So let's pretend, so I've got nice units here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, yeah? So let's say we take 460 minus 97. Okay, so this would disappear. And we fill in this blank over here. Let's add 12. Now, when we add 12, it becomes a nice 1 unit. So that means I will have 5 units. Remember, this 97 disappears. 460 minus 97, imagine this being erased. And then fill in that 12, which means add 12. Then we would end up with 5 nice, beautiful units. Okay, so let's do that. 460, we're going to take away 97. We're going to add 12 to fill this unit up. That is 375. Therefore, 5 units is 375, 1 unit 75. How many boys were there in the end? So boys after would be 4 units, not including the 97 who left, right? So that would be 1U 75, 4 units, 4 times 75. That gives us 300. Adam 42 more than Beckham, okay. After Adam gave 118. Now, Adam giving 118. See this 42 here? It's definitely going to Beckham. Even more, what's this portion here? 118 minus 42. So that's our first step. 118 minus 42, 76. So this 76 is going there. This 42 is coming here. That's a total of 118 transferred. Now, after this transfer, Beckham had 3 units. So that means this is 1 unit. This is 1 unit. This is 3 units. Sorry. This is 2 units, I mean. So a total of 3 units. So 1U and 2U. So 2U is therefore 194. 1U is therefore 97. Adam, in the end, happens to be the 1 unit that we have just found. So the answer is 97. 4 times boys as girls at first. Okay, so not much information there. 20 boys went home, so subtract. 16 more girls joined, so that's add. There were 6 more boys than girls remaining. So the way I approach this is I draw the situation after everything. So 6 more boys than girls remaining after. Now, what's the situation before? Well, that's before would be, let's pretend the girls had not joined in. So that's removing the 16 here. Okay, so remember, if 16 is below here, 16 can be drawn up here as well. Now, let's pretend the boys had not gone home. So we're going to add that 20 there. Okay, so we are told now that at first there were 4 times as many boys as girls. So that means 4 units like this. So which means 3U represents this portion here. Then we can form an equation. So 3U is therefore 16 plus 6 plus 20, giving us 42. 1U is 14. Boys at first. Well, boys at first would be the 4 units, won't it? So 4 times 14 is 56. May and City had 1-1 altogether. May spent twice as much as City. Okay, So let's show May spending being 2 units and City spending being 1 unit. May was left with $11 more than what she had spent. So this is May spending. What she had left was whatever she spent and $11. So take what she spent, add another $11. That's May's remaining money. Okay, City had thrice as much money left as May. Ooh, so whatever May had left, City had triple of this. So take whatever May had left and triple it. This is May's remaining money. Now we know that the total is $121. With this, we can form an equation. So let's count. How many units do we have? 11 in total. How many 11s do we have? 4 in total. This is the equation. So how much did May spend? May spending is actually 2 units. So if 1U is 7, 2U is $14. How much money did May have at first? So May at first would be 4U plus 11. 4U plus 11. So if 1U is 7, then 4U must be 4 times 7 plus 11. That gets us $39. Lala Mina made some bracelets over 2 days. On Saturday, Lala made 19 more than Mina. Okay, so on Saturday, 19 more than Mina. On Sunday, Lala made another 20, so let's add 20. And Mina made another 15. So whatever Mina's blocked here, we're going to add another 15. Now we know it is shorter than 19 for sure. So I'm going to draw 15 like that. Now notice that I know exactly what's missing over here, 4 and 20. At the end of 2 days, Lala made 3/5 of the total. Now, if Lala made 3/5, so can we say Lala made 3 units? Yeah, so 3/5 of the total, Lala made 3/5, 3 units out of the total 5 units. Since we're only talking about 2 people, doesn't that mean if this is 3/5, M would have made 2/5? So 3 units, 2 units. Okay, now if this is 3 units and this is 2 units, what does this tell you? This is 1 unit, isn't it? 3 units, the entire bar, 2 units here. So 24 must represent 1/5. So with that information, 1/5 of the total must be 4 plus 20, giving us 24. Question, how many bracelets did Mina make? Going back to the model, Mina would have made 2/5 of the total. So if 1 unit is 24, Mina would have made 48. And to finish this, level 3. Mr. Tan, Mr. Lim bought a total of 131. Okay, not that useful. Mr. Lim used 3 times as many nails. Okay, now I first construct a little table. Yeah, what's used and what's remaining. So the first piece of information that I actually act on is right at the end there. So it's kind of like working backwards. He had thrice. Who's this he here? It's Mr. Tan, right? Twice as many remaining as Mr. Lim. So this is quite simple to work with. Next, going back, it says here, Mr. Tan had 8. The number remaining was 8 fewer than what he had used. In other words, what he used was 8 more than what he had remaining. Okay, so let's show that. And hopefully that makes sense here. What's remaining was 8 fewer than what he used, which is to say what he used was 8 more than what he had remaining. Then work backwards again. Mr. Lim used 3 times as many as Mr. Tan. So 3 times of whatever this is. Okay, now what's 3 times of 2u plus 8? The slow way to do it is just to add 3 times. 2u plus 8, 2u plus 8, 2u plus 8 and add everything up. Alternatively, you can just do multiplication. 3 times 2u plus 8. Okay, think of this as 3 times 2u, that's 6u, and 3 times 8, that's 24. So right now I can say Mr. Lim used 6u plus 24. So to put this all together, the total is 131, and this is where we can form our equation. So counting everything together, 6u, 24, 2u, 8, 1u, and 2u, everything together, that adds up to 131, and we can find 1u being 9. Question, how many nails did Mr. Lim have at first? Because we have made everything clear, it's easy, right? So Mr. Lim at first would be 7u plus 24. So Mr. Lim at first, 7u plus 24. Since 1u is 9, That would be 7 times 9 plus 24, giving us 87. So what's tough about this question is that you actually should work backwards. Drawing models with this will be quite nightmarish, but working with units like that is much easier. Okay, well, this is the end. Thank you, and hopefully you learned something.